Most people go into their driving test talking about luck, hope, confidence on the day. I'm going to show you 3 things that don't rely on any of those. If you improve these 3 things, you're going to improve your chances of passing your driving test 99%. So there's a few big reasons that people fail their driving test. And the first one is down to nerves. People get very nervous on the driving test. Why wouldn't you? Perfectly normal. There are things you can do. And this particular thing I'm going to show you is the biggest return on investment to help you pass your driving test because it keeps you focused. It keeps you in the moment. People get nervous when they start spiraling, they start focusing on a mistake that they made and they start thinking about something that happened 10 minutes ago, and that's when the actual big issue comes. The best way to avoid that is to do what's called commentary driving. And the examiner absolutely expects it. You can mention it to them, do not worry. Commentary driving is just speaking out loud. It keeps you in the moment. Like I'm talking to the camera now, I can't think about what's happening before or 10 minutes ago or a minute ago because there's no way I can focus on anything else other than speaking to you guys and making sure that it's safe to go. Commentary driving is just saying out loud what is happening, okay? So I'm coming to the roundabout and I can see a car's indicating, so I'm rolling into first gear, okay, it's time to go before the van. Now you can commentate as little or as much as you like, all right? As I say, just say to the examiner, listen, I'm gonna talk out loud a little bit today on my driving test, is that, just so they know, yeah, great, cool. They love it. They absolutely love it. It massively helps them not have to guess on what you're thinking, okay? You can't fail your test for commentating. You can't say something wrong. You can only do it wrong. So even if you said this is a 40 zone and it's actually a 30 zone, as long as you don't go 40, it doesn't make any difference. But it's massively going to help because if you say, oh, there's a red light ahead, well, they don't now, the examiner now doesn't need to panic. Oh, have they seen the red light? Have they seen it? Yeah, they've seen it because they've said there's a red light ahead. Just as simple as that. Just little things, and it's going to keep you in the moment, not thinking, oh crap, did I forget to check a mirror there? Oh, what's he writing down? What are they writing down? What are they writing down? Oh my God! All right, maybe a bit dramatic, but you get my drift. Right, roundabout sign, simple as that. Just as I'm talking to you, that's what you need to learn to do. 40-mile-per-hour sign. Just say what you see. That's it, say what you see. Right, slowing down to 40. There's a roundabout. I'm going to turn right at the roundabout. So I'm just checking my mirrors and my blind spot. I'm going to pop a signal on. Check my blind spot, yeah. I'm actually going to leave my signal on. This is an interesting one, guys. I'm leaving my signal on quite early because there's no right turns here. No one's going to think I'm going to turn into a fence. And then people behind me that are wondering, why is this guy in the overtaking lane? What's he doing in the overtaking lane? They know. I'm in the overtaking lane because I'm turning right, Mark. Rolling into first. And then we are just looking. As I say, just little things, just mentioning what can you see. You're talking to yourself, just quietly, you don't have to make a big thing of it. Just, I'm talking to myself here, yeah, there's a roundabout and I can see a space, so I'm gonna go. Just that communication, just saying that, you know what I'm thinking. That's it. Okay, I'm going around, I'm gonna check my mirrors, I'm just signaling across, gliding around. That's it, that's all you gotta do. Just talk to yourself. I promise, if you practice that, it's going to reduce your nerves massively. It's the biggest thing you can do to reduce your nerves because it just stops you going backwards. It's like you've ever got to a roundabout or junction and gone, could have gone there, I should have gone there. That's not good, that's not healthy, that's negative thinking. It's never, I should have gone there. It's, okay, that gap's good enough for the next one. And you're looking for the next gap. Where's the next gap? The next gap that size is I'm gonna go. Not backwards thinking. Okay, seeing the white car there, it's a 30 zone, so I'm just doing 30. I'm focusing really hard on staying at 30, guys, because it feels like it should be faster. How do you know it's 30, by the way? Any ideas, any ideas, any ideas? 3, 2, 1, street lights, tell you it's 30. If there's no signs, if there is a 40 sign or 50 sign, then obviously that's fine. But you're far less likely to fail for going too slow than you are too fast. Now this rule works everywhere in England because England, the general speed is 30 miles per hour in urban areas. If it's a 30 mile per hour, they won't put lots of signs up. Of course, if you're in Wales, it's 20 miles per hour now. So be aware of that. And that is quite a hard thing, isn't it? If you've got your driving test coming up, it's just more anxiety that you don't need because you don't know what the freaking hell the speeds are on all the roads. And that is another reason why we made this app, just to give you a good idea of all the different styles of roads and challenges you can get on the test routes in your area. So if you have got a test and you want to have a look, you can have a look at the app there or go drivingtestexpert.com. gives you the actual challenges you're going to get. And remember, the examiner knows exactly where you're going, so they know where the tricky traps are, they know where the big speed changes are. You don't. So you're not going to do any harm in helping yourself try and learn some of the areas that the examiner's going to take you. Next, we are looking at my biggest tip for anyone driving, normal driver, learner, everyone. This is just the absolute best thing you can do. And the reason is, it fixes so many problems. Like all of the top 10 reasons for failing your driving test, this will more or less fix all of those. On top of that, it helps you save loads of fuel, helps you avoid crashing the freaking car, massively improves your awareness. To be a good driver, one, you need to be really aware of what's happening ahead. And two, you need to be able to adjust your speed and plan for particularly roundabouts, junctions, places like that. If you can do those two things, the rest just comes. So what we are going to do is we are going to play something called the no stopping game. Yes, you heard it correctly, the no stopping game. Now don't get me wrong, there are occasions where you do have to stop the car. It is unavoidable, like what I just did at those roadwork lights, for instance. However, you can avoid stopping 99% of the time. I will show you exactly what I mean. In order to do the game well, you have to be super duper aware. You have to see exactly what's happening ahead in the distance. If you aren't looking at the end of the road, you've got no chance. And if you stop this car, you've failed. Unless, of course, it's roadwork lights. Okay, so no stopping game. Roundabout is coming up. Now we're heading for town centre. It's about preparing early as possible. So I know I can use either lane to go right here. I'm going to go into second. The left lane is clearer, so I'm going to use that. It's about slowing down early. The slower you go early, this is backwards, the slower you go early, the less chance you have of stopping. Unless, of course, the traffic is blocking you, in which case you are pretty buggeroonied. I still managed to not stop. There we go, and we are off. We made it. But you saw that was a bit of a grim one. Obviously that sort of situation is unavoidable stopping. We're not on about that. We're on about red lights, really. Red lights are the worst. Ahead, there's a red light there. Now, the average driver, okay, it's changed, the average driver will speed into the red light, 30 miles an hour or whatever speed limit is, and last second, slam the anchors on. Well, you just increase the risk of someone going to the back of you. You're wasting fuel, you're wasting brake pads, you're wasting everything. There is no positivity from racing into a red light. Instead, see the red light there? What do we want that red light to do? We want it to change. We don't want to have to stop. So nice and early, I'm slowing the car right down. I'm not slowing anyone else down because what's there? It's a red light. So what difference is it going to make if I slow down or don't slow down? Okay, now, because I'm talking to you, I haven't slowed down enough and it's staying red, but I'm going to keep going. What is that number plate? GBM. Someone tell me what that number plate is. Very interesting. I'm still rolling, by the way. I'm still rolling. And the light's changed. I didn't stop. See? No stoppy. No stoppy at all. All right. And that's the secret. You see the red light again? It doesn't matter if I slow down here, okay? Because I'm not affecting anyone from going anywhere else because every red light here is red. Now we're following the road ahead, second exit A34. I'm slowing down really. Look behind me. I don't know if you can see behind me. They're all going really slow because there's no point. There you go. Lights have changed. Thank you, lights. That's what we're after. We haven't stopped. Again, mission success. Now, if you're the examiner and you're seeing this, what are you showing the examiner by slowing down early? You know, you're showing them you have seen the lights are red. You're showing really good awareness, and then you're slowing down early, so you're showing them really good planning. Okay, red light here. I couldn't do anything else other than slow down here, so I'm still going really slow. You see how slow I'm going? So I'm still trying to creep forward really slow, and the lights have changed. See, again, mission success. Okay, now again, I can see more red lights ahead, so I'm not going to race. There's no point. Look, everyone's going. The lights are red, love. What's the point? Okay, now I don't want to block anyone from going in that lane, and I haven't done. There's plenty of room to go in there now. Now I am going to slow down more because there's no point. Oh, there you go, lights have changed. Second they change, if you're the front car, go for it, go. Not saying go slow everywhere. All right, we are going to want the right lane here. Just going to wait for a space. And then we are going in there, baby. Yeah, so you see, this is a 40, so we speed up anytime we keep progress. You know, if this is a dual carriageway, it's multi-lanes, we make progress. That's good. But anything ahead that means we're going to have to stop, we slow down early. So there's green lights here. They've been green a while. This is the sort of thing that we can't avoid at this point. If they go red, we're going to have to, there you go, they've gone red. There's absolutely nothing I can do about having to stop here apart from be aware. But in that, you're planning ahead really good, because I've thought about it, I've seen the green, chances are they're going to go red. And that's why on your driving test, you know, at the end of it, you're going to be knackered, or you should be knackered, because the amount of focus I'm having to put in, trying to think about every single traffic light ahead, at the same time as talk to you guys, at the same time as practice not stopping, it's quite intense. And it does get easier, but that's where the practice comes in. Now we're following for M6 South, so it's the second lane. What can I see ahead? Have a guess. More traffic lights. What color are they? They're red, so what am I doing? I'm slowing right down, jogging speed really, really early, and then clutch down. And knowing some of the test routes, by the way, is only going to help this, because you're going to have an idea of where these lights are. You're not going to be shocked when they suddenly do change on you. I'm just going to pop a cheeky signal on there, because I don't want anyone crossing from their lane into this. I know you think they wouldn't, but they do. Another red light, slowing down really early again. We don't care about anything else, just slowing down nice and early for the red light. And try not to stop. We may have to, but we've done our best. And don't compromise your distance to the car in front. Always keep when you're stopping, make sure you can see tarmac and tyres, just in case they break down or start rolling back, or ambulance comes, you need to get out of the way. Where's he going? Where's he? Oh, he's dodging potholes. Yeah, we'll do that as well, thank you. Okay, lights are green, next light is red. Again, I'm not affecting anyone in this lane, so I'm going to slow down nice and early. There's a van behind me, makes no difference. I'm communicating with him by braking, getting the brakes on. Lights change, stop braking, keep an eye on the front car as they move, keep up. Okay, now we've got traffic lights here. This is a pedestrian crossing though. See the difference? It won't change on a pedestrian crossing unless someone presses the button. And if no one's waiting there, no one's going to press the button. Again, second pedestrian crossing that is red lights, and there is someone crossing. So we're just easing off a little bit. We're not delaying anyone. We're keeping an eye, making sure they're not indicating. But your aim is to just keep the flow, keep going. Having to stop and actually physically stop the car is little. We don't want to stop the car. That's your aim in driving. Is how little can I stop the car, but safely, not the bad kind. Obviously, stop signs we stop, red lights. If you know what I mean. When we need to stop, we do stop. More traffic lights, but it's pedestrian crossing. Is there anyone waiting? No, sorry, Bob. If you have any questions about the no stopping game, get them in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to help, because I can't describe how much better a driver this will make you, because in order to do it well, you have to be super duper aware, and that's the biggest thing with driving. It's your awareness. If you know what's happening ahead, you can react. We don't like surprises in driving. There's no good surprises in driving. Birthdays, there's good surprises. Driving, no. Think about any time someone pulls out on you, or anything bad happens that scares the crap out of you. How do you feel? Well, terrible. What's happened? You've been surprised. Why is this person going so slow, do you think? Oh well. At the traffic lights, we're going to turn right. Again, so we've got a red light, can't be helped here. We can slow down early. I'm going to go into oh, they're going in there as well, good. And I'm slowing down as much as I can, nice and early, because there's no point rushing at all. I am going to end up having to stop here because they've just obviously changed. This is an unavoidable situation, and I don't want to get too close to the car in front. Tarmac and tyres, especially as I can see, they're not a very confident driver, so I leave even more space. And then we're moving very gently into the middle. And you always go through green lights, provided there's, if you're turning right, provided your exit's clear. You never wait behind them. And that, guys, is how you play the no stopping game. How do you think I did? Did I succeed? Did I avoid stopping as much as I possibly could, or could I have done better? As I say, any questions at all, get it in the comments. I'd love to help. I promise, if you try this, it will massively improve your driving. Have a go. Let us know how you get on in the comments. I would love to hear how you do. Good luck, everyone. See you all soon.